Good morning. We're going to have an interesting day here in Winnipeg. At least at my house we are, because at this very moment they've worked their way with the new fiber optic cable up to just the other side of my neighbor's driveway, and they've got some sort of a sucker upper. They're producing a slurry, and what they're doing is they're somehow making holes from one yard to the next, and they're going under driveways and under the lawn, and it's gonna be noisy here. And about I'm guessing probably about an hour or two from now, they're gonna work their way over right in front of my house. They're almost there now. And it's kind of noisy, so I got this howl going on in the background. Now fortunately, we are going to have one heck of a rollback here, because I came back to the model table yesterday and I did a lot of videoing, and we actually made some progress here. We have turned the page. We have turned the page. Now this morning's sunrise was kind of nice. Nothing special again, but it was nice enough that I wanted to show it to you. So that's what's sort of running there in the up in the screen. Yeah. Well, actually, I looked at the screen, but it wasn't there yet. But I knew it would be, because I haven't dubbed it in. Anyway, I'm sure most of you figured that out. I try to keep these things as real as possible. I don't want to look at the screen pretending I'm looking at something when really I'm not. But I guess I just did that, didn't I? Anyway, let's roll back and see how it is that we got to where we are. Okay. I was thinking that maybe I would put this back on the screw so that I could get inside the funnel there, where I was seeing some places where it looked like I was seeing plastic instead of the NATO black. But I think I can just leave it on the rotator, and I think I can get into everything here just right and turn it as need be, and then later it'll be a little bit easier maybe for putting the spider onto the top there. I can turn it this way and that way, and we're gonna have to fasten it down. Well, we won't be able to fasten it down on every spot, like there's 2, 4, 6, 8. I guess there was originally 10, now there's only 9. If you remember, we broke one off. Okay, you know how in my videos I tend to talk about what I'm thinking about, and I might get off on a tangent, and I might get way off, and I'll complain about, oh, maybe my religious upbringing, or how I have no use for unions, or any stuff like that has nothing to do with model making. Well, this is another one of those sort of tangents. I was reading my comments just a while ago, and one of the viewers had said something about how he appreciated my videoing, and it was a new viewer, and I guess he obviously hadn't seen all my mistakes. But at the very last scene of the last episode, when I was closing it down, some of you may have noticed, and those of you who are videographers and are very interested in that sort of thing, you may have noticed that in the scene, that this area right here, like Tennessee Jim's cup, it was fairly sharp, but the funnel was out of focus and the background was out of focus, and I had forgotten to stop my lens down after I had focused, and I had set my focusing point for about right here, and yeah, something like that is important to me. thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. And what bothers me is that, not that I did it, but what bothers me is that I'm doing it a lot more than I did 3-4 years ago when I started this series. And that's kind of scary. I should be getting better, not worse. Okay, I was noticing that on this particular vent pipe that's coming up right here, right on the edge there is what appeared to be something. And then just on the inside, just to the left of that pipe, there appeared to be something. Then on this pipe about halfway down, there was something. Now on the bottom of this pipe right here, down near the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, there's actually bare plastic there, but I don't think a person's going to see that, but we're gonna just fix that up. You're not going to be able to see me going in because I'm going down at an angle so I can see what I'm doing. Now I know that wasn't a very delicate way to brush, but okay, I'm basically getting it, I think. Now I'm still waffling over the idea of maybe painting this ring here the flat black instead of the NATO black, which I'm using right now. You know, if you remember in yesterday's episode, Jason had made sort of that suggestion. He thought the contrast might be nice, but I don't know. Sometimes I think, yeah, I will, and other times I think, no. Then I've got to wait for it to dry so that the CA glue will stick good, and I think that maybe we're just going to leave it. I just want to just slowly turn this around here, see if I can see anywhere else where it looks like maybe. We'll just give the tops here a little touch. Okay, just in case. If you remember, I was poking at him yesterday with that screw. Okay, let's recompose here and see if we can get our spider glued on. Now, something that is flat black like this, or almost black, is very difficult to video because there are no reflecting surfaces to, give it detail, you might say. Now we're going to just set this on there. I'm probably best to just use my fingers. Try and get it as straight as we can. Now you can see right here we've got photo etch that we're going to have to deal with. Now if okay, this is the one this is the area right here where the thing is missing, so we're not going to be able to glue anything to the ring there. Now you'll notice that that this one here is quite a bit above where it's supposed to be. I'm wondering if I maybe bend this thing a little bit. I'm going to have to just hold it in my fingers and do it. Now I'm risking, breaking it, but I'm thinking it should hold together. I'm just going to try it here. We'll see what happens. If I can get it off, that is. Okay, that is actually some better. Okay, I think if I was to have something like the holder down here, pushing down on it here, something like that, And then yeah, if I was to hold it down, I'm thinking out loud. I'm going to have to push stop here and think about what I'm going to do, and then we'll get going again. Okay, I've pretty much got it bent so that a lot of those things that are coming down are touching or are almost touching the ring. And it appears to me that the ones on the ends here both are. So what I'm going to do is, too far, I'm going to take some CA medium here and see if I can very gently just adhere the ends. Now I know that it's going to run down. In fact, it's moved on me, hasn't it? Oh. Okay. Now if I could just do the other end here. It's hard to put it on without actually moving the part. Okay, oh, I keep catching on it. Okay, good. I think I basically got it there. Should I maybe give this one just a little bit more? I'm just trying to drag it back up on there. Now, I think that once that cures, yeah, I think it's pretty good actually. I think that once that cures, no, it's not quite straight. Okay, check it this way. Yeah, I think I got it better. Okay, once that cures, I should be able to take this whole thing off of the turntable and put the screw back in. Then I'll be able to hold it on its edge and get these other ones here off camera. I was watching Steve in the model shed here about an hour ago actually, and he was put out a video today, and he was showing how he was assembling a little gun strictly out of photo etch. Unbelievably small stuff. He was mentioning how hard it is to video doing real small stuff like this, and it is because you have a tendency to want to be moving it out of the view of the camera. And if you don't fasten your part down on something like this is, you just can't do it, because without thinking you're going to be you're going to be completely out of the scene. Anyway, let's let this cure. No, don't poke at it anymore. Probably about 3 or 4 minutes has passed here, and this may not be a good idea. Well, that's too much. Back it off here. Suck some back in if I can. Okay. Yeah, this is the Instaset, and we'll just let it sort of wick down the spider leg into the CA. Okay. Now that should evaporate, and we won't see it. I know it looked pretty bad, didn't it? Okay, we'll try this again here. Let's get just a little bit. No, too much. Don't need very much here. Just the smell of it should get the curing action started. There, you can see it. Yeah, that should evaporate completely. We'll be painting over this anyway. And of course we've got the photo etch problem going on there that we have to cover from where the tweezers were. Okay, yeah, I think that's going to be alright. You'll recall these are the searchlights that we did the microcrystal clear on. And they just plug in here. I think they're going to fit. I haven't tried them yet. Now I want to be careful here because there's a little crank on the side there, and it's going to be very easy to accidentally break the handle off. So I want to just get a different grasp at it here. Tony's, let me get rid of this one. Tony's tweezers are just right for getting in that groove there. Okay. Now I think they're supposed to face out. Oh, Ron. That was being careful. Okay. Let's see. Get a little bit of a twist here, 90 degrees or so. Alright, I'm just sort of doing a dry run to see if they're going to fit in the hole. Yeah, they're going to drop in just nicely. Yeah, I think probably facing out to the side. One of them we're going to see and the other we're not, because it'll be facing the side of the case, the other side of the case. I'm waiting for this to cure now, and I'm thinking that we could probably put these in now. And I'm sure you know this already, but in case you don't, blue tack makes a great eraser. If you've got blue tack stuck on your part, you just sort of go like this, and you use blue tack to remove it. You just have to be careful not to get too exuberant. There, see that? Okay. I'll very carefully turn it around here. Oh, I'm noticing I can see photo etch there. I didn't do a very good job of spraying that. Or was this one of the ones we brushed? No, this is one. This is one of the ones we used the airbrush on. Well, I don't know if there's anything much I can do about that now. And we'll see how it looks after it's dropped in place. The other one fit all right. Well, it almost fits, but just a little bit on the tight side here. I think probably once we put a little bit of CA on that hole and maybe a little CA on that peg on the bottom, it's going to meld itself together. Let's recompose here and do that. We'll do this side first. Now I don't want to press down too hard or I'm going to break something here. Does not seem to want to go all the way down. Oh, there we go. There we go. Just took a while for the glue to... Okay. Now we'll swing it around and we'll do the other one. put a block underneath the spinny part because it has a tendency to want to spin just from me working at it here. That may have been a little bit more than I need, but that's going to meld together quite nicely. Okay, now how is our CA glue coming here? Is it getting hard, or is it just, it looks still like it's liquidy? No, that one's hard. No, that just looks like it's wet, but it's not. Okay, I think it's safe now that I can probably... I'm wondering, would I be better off maybe to not do these ones here on the sides? There's 6 of them that I'm left to do. Remember I said there was 10, but I was wrong. There was only a total of 8 altogether. 1 broke off, so that means there was 7. Now, I'm sort of, there's the one that's missing right there. Yeah, I'm just sort of debating if I could do a nice neat job, but the problem is it's almost impossible to do a nice neat job. You got a little blob of something sitting there. Right now, if I don't catch anything on this, you know, it's not going to come off. You know, I'd have to really pull at it to get it off. I don't think that Easy Line would even accidentally pull it off. You know what? I think I'm not gonna put any CA on these remaining 5 connections. I guess if worse comes to worse, I can always glue it back on again, and I just won't tell anybody. Okay, now we got to touch it up. We got to touch it up right here. We got that photo etch and cover this up. I don't know if I can do that on camera or not. It might be kind of fun. I'll give it a try. Okay, a little over 2 hours, I guess, has passed here now. And among other things, I edited out the entire rollback that you have seen up to right now. And naturally, you have gotten to see this the same as I am right now. And yeah, I don't know what to do about this. I'm thinking of filing it, trying to file that down, but I'm afraid of breaking the connection here, which seems to be fairly secure. Also, now I could use a sanding stick as well, but I still have the same, you know, risk the same thing here. I don't know. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bask in the knowledge that once I paint it over with that flat NATO black, we can hardly see this at arm's length now, and once it's all camouflaged, you might say, we're not. I don't think we're going to see it. So I'm just going to go ahead and try and paint this and see what happens. Okay, now we want to get rid of that photo etch. I'll try and feather this out, but I don't know if I'm doing a very good job at that. Might be better off just repainting the entire ring. Look at that, it's drying already there. Or is it a case of it's having a problem with the curing agent? Well, I guess we're just going to have to let it dry and see what happens. I'll swing it around and do the other side. I'll be careful I don't accidentally go down onto the gray. Okay, let's let that dry and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, I can see quite a little bump there yet. Mind you, I'm looking at it real close. What's this? Okay, our poor dog-eared manual. We're slowly getting through it here. When was it that we started this page and started on the funnel? About 2 weeks ago? Well, I do believe we've done everything on this page. We've got the whistles on, and we just dropped the lights down. We've got all the painting done, and I touched up that little spot of where I touched the black on the side of the funnel. Where was it here? Probably not quite dry yet. I can't even see it. It's here somewhere. I think it was right there. Yeah, I can. Oh yeah, I can see it glinting if I get it just right to the light. It's a little bit wet still. Anyway, you know what? We're done here. We're done with the funnel. I should dub a cheer or something in. All right, what do we got here? Step 30. This is, looks like it's a tripod affair for some kind of a lookout. It's going to be a starfish is going to go on it. A lot of photo etch involved, but at least it's going onto, it looks like it's going to be going onto a plastic part. So the main part is going to be plastic, so that'll be good. Maybe I should recompose here. It's probably pretty small and you can't see what we're looking at. Okay, that part that I was talking about here, D16. Okay, it's all plastic, and we glue some triangular shaped photo etch onto it. I think that should go fairly good. But we won't be there for a while. I'm going to start off over here, of course. And so we got plastic, plastic, plastic. Then we got a piece of photo etch. Well, let's see if we can get that yet this evening. 19, D19, D4, and E7. So we need the D and the E sprue. Okay, I don't think we need to find the numbers to get this piece. It's pretty obvious, but there it is, 19. And we don't want to accidentally cut off the positioning pegs. All right, we got that. Now we need D4. There it is, 4. And we'll trim them up later. And now E7. Another one that's pretty obvious. Okay, I'm just going to trim those up and then we'll see if we can get them stuck together in the right way. Okay, if we kind of lay this out the way it's supposed to go, now this does not fit inside of, this is going to be, have to be careful how we put this together because it would be very easy to get it a little bit askew. I'm wondering if it would be best, let's see, would it be a good idea to put this all together first? Something like this. That would help to get the spacing right. No. there is sort of a line right here, so I'm guessing that this line right here is that line right there, and this goes right onto it. It's not going to want to stay there though, is it? Okay, this is going to go like this. I wonder if I'm going to have to use the helping hands here a little bit to hold this straight. I think that might be a good idea. Yeah, I'm just going to recompose here. We'll get rid of this. We know how it's supposed to go. And then we can just do it right on the green cloth here. It won't be so slippery. Okay, this is not the helping hands, but it's almost better. Now we want to glue this on here. Then we want to get this. You know what? I am wondering, would it be better to lay this down and bring this piece here? Let's see, if we were to, okay, there's marks right here. Let's see, where does this want to come naturally? Because, you know, if I go too far up or too far down, it's not going to want to. It almost fits perfectly like that. Then this piece could go in here like this. Yeah, I think that's the way we're going to go. Now, I don't know if you can see this from your angle, but I would imagine that this thing has been designed so that these are supposed to be, you know, touching the entire area of this little gouge or groove or whatever it is. So yeah, let's just do that here. Now we got two little marks right there. I don't know if you can see them, but I can. So we're just going to go up to that. Now I think that in all likelihood those marks, where's the manual here? Just bear with me. Well, it's not very definitive, so let's just see, there's a mark right there. Sorry about getting my hands in the way here. I think that is probably it. Yeah, it almost wants to stay there by itself. So let's not glue this in place yet, but we basically got the right angle now for the rest of it. Let's just use our quick setting here. Now, oh, don't knock it over. Okay, I'm putting pressure on it here. It's not bad, but it's not perfect either. Maybe this will wick its way in. Oop. Wicked its way loose. Okay, the plastic, you can't probably see it because my fingers are in the way, but the plastic is starting to meld. And I think that's going to be all right. We'll just put this back in here to help support that center leg. There we go. And I think if I let go of it, it's not going to want to slump. Okay, let's just let that cure. Well, this is probably going to be one of those episodes where the rollback is probably going to be the longest segment of the entire episode. Probably by far. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. 13 minutes after 8. We'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning. And when I first got up this morning, I was starting to think about this thing and was wondering about how, if I had glued it into at the right angle. Because that was sort of an iffy way I went about it. And I thought, you know what? I'll bet you I could have taken these pieces and put them on the deck and plugged the two pieces in where they're supposed to go. Something like this. And then I would have had all the angles exactly right. I wouldn't have had to have worried about this piece. I could have slid it into place later. Now, as it turned out, I'm pretty lucky here. I was lucky. I got all the angles right. But this main mast here, or I guess you'd call it the vertical mast, and these ones here are just sort of angle supports, I guess you call it. Now, I imagine in on the real Rodney, they didn't call these. They might have had names for these, like on the turrets on the guns there was there was Dora and Ambrose and George, and they used to give them names. It could be that they called these things different things too. Who knows? Anyway, yeah. So the main mast is nice and straight, but it could have been off a little bit. Anyway, like I say, I was lucky. I got it right. So yeah, now we just have to glue this in place, and that should be pretty easy. I think it just has to be glued horizontal, and oh my goodness, that truck is noisy. You know what? Being as that our rollback is so extensive, I think I'm going to quit today's episode because I'm going to have to listen to that truck all morning long. And you know what? Today is garbage day. I don't know how the garbage truck is going to get around it. They might just not pick up our garbage and recycle it all. Anyway, well, I guess we'll know by tomorrow. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we will see you tomorrow.